the channel. Today I'm here with Michelle and Anna. They're going to be demonstrating. We're going to begin today's class with a brief wrist warm-up. So because of all the stuff that we do on our hands in yoga, especially vinyasa yoga, the wrists can kind of get burnt out if they don't have good mobility. So we're going to figure out how to get mobility through the wrists. So come to a kneeling position. You can sit with your toes curled under. You can sit with your toes pointed back. You could even put a block underneath your buttock like Michelle's going to do. You can take 1 block, 2 blocks, whatever feels comfortable. You just sit back onto that and then upright yourself. So we're just going to start by taking the wrists through their range of motion. So first I want you, with your palms turned up, to pull your knuckles back towards your elbows, just using the strength of your own forearm muscles. So feel those forearm muscles turn on to pull the hands like that, and then draw the pinkies towards each other. And then pull the front of your forearm so that your fingers curl towards you. And just feel those muscles in your forearm turn on to help to move the wrist. Then take the thumbs out to the side like you're trying to push out, rotate outward, and then come around for the circle. So you're just basically making a circle. Let's do that 2 more times, but go nice and slow so you can actually feel the muscles in your arms making the circle. And I want you to just feel where you feel any limitation in your wrists. Then change the direction of the circle going in the other way. Notice if it feels like there's any catchy spots. Okay, now come onto your hands and your knees and turn your hands around so that your fingers point back. Good, now in this position, brace your core, so lift your bottom ribs, breathe into your back ribs, keep your neck long. Open up your hands and make as big of a handprint as you can on the mat. Make sure you haven't locked out your elbows. Keep the elbow joint soft. And then if you're not feeling much stretch here, you can start to move your body back in space a bit. But if you're already feeling like, oh yeah, I feel a good stretch in my wrists, and just hang out there. So Michelle's just gonna stay. She's already feeling a good stretch. Anna stretches back just a little bit more to get the sensation of stretch. Now, to really get something to open up, you have to hold it for over a minute. So we're going to spend some time hanging out, getting this wrist to start to open up. About halfway there, now practice slow breathing in and out through your nose. Slow breath in and slower breath out. Good, now you're real deep in that stretch. You're at your end range. Now I want you to pretend like you're trying to push your fingers down into the ground, like you're gonna push the ground down and away from you. And feel the muscles that turn on to make that happen. Don't strain your neck or your jaw. Take a belly breath, breathe into your belly, fill up halfway, and then push 50% effort, 60% effort, 70% effort. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core like you're gonna push the mat down through the floor and forward. 100% effort. For 3, 2, 1, let go of that effort, and then see if you can stretch back a little bit deeper now. And if it went well, you should feel that after that end range isometric, you could stretch a little deeper. And when you practice end range isometrics, you're actually making yourself stronger in that deep range of motion. Now slowly come out of the stretch and turn your hands around. With your hands planted flat, I want you to take your hand and press down right into the groove of the wrist like that. So as you anchor right into the groove of the wrist, see if you can turn your arm in and out. So you're rotating, turn your elbow one way, turn it the other way. Just real gentle. And then change. And get right into that groove like you're trying to deepen the groove of the wrist as you gently turn in and out. You shouldn't go to any pain in this. So if you feel like, oh, if I try to rotate too much that way, it wants to catch or it's painful, don't push. Then both hands onto the mat and lift yourself up onto your fingertips. And then control your hand back down. Lift yourself up onto your fingertips. Control your hand down. Up onto your fingertips. Control it down. Okay, now our very last one, this one's kind of gnarly, but you're gonna try to turn your fingers to point towards each other. That's step one on the back of your hands. Now, if that feels like, oh, that's pretty easy, you could try to go a little deeper and turn the thumbs to face each other. That's the gnarliest one. How's it feel, guys? Not so bad? Okay. Keep your middle in, breathe. So we're here for 1 minute again so that we can really affect the stretch in these forearm muscles. Good, now slowly release that. Come back to your seated position. As you come back to kneeling, we'll do active wrist flexion. So make fists and then pull. See how much you can flex at your wrist and then stretch your fingers out like you're pushing the wall in front of you away. And just notice if it feels like you have more movement there. And then go the other way. Make your fist and push down like you're revving an engine on a motorcycle. And then go back the other way into extension. And just see how much extension you get of your wrists. And then back into flexion. Good, then come into neutral. And then the last thing we're gonna do is that circle that we started with. So see if it feels like the wrists move better. If the catchy spot isn't as catchy now after having done those stretches. What do you think?
So good.
Nice. So this is a great little wrist warm-up that you can do at the beginning of all of your practices if you feel like you have wrist issues. It'll help to make them stronger and more flexible.